Hey there, welcome back to day 116 of Life According to YoBo. We are journeying our way through the book, Give Life to Your Vision. This is for visionaries. These are people on their way somewhere, somebody who ain't settling for the mediocre. All right, Clark sisters, let me get into this message. We are in chapter 7, The Value of Failure. We started on day 116. Listen to 116 message on your drive today or on your drive home. And listen to day 115. We're starting 116 today. Talking about failure. Here is a quote from J.K. Rowling. She's the author of the Harry Potter series. Your perception of failure might not be too far removed from the average person's idea of success. The same thing you complaining about right now is what somebody is trying to obtain. Your idea of failure is somebody else's goal. Ain't that beautiful? Before you leave this world, I want you to go to YouTube and watch J.K. Rowling's commencement address at Harvard University. I'm on page 46. Joanne Rowling, affectionately known to me as JoRo, you get it? YoBo, JoRo. She makes a good point in her statement above. The things we perceive to be failure just might be somebody else's idea of success. I know people who lost their dream homes and feel as though they're a failure, as they sadly packed all their belongings in cardboard boxes. It probably never occurred to them that some people live in cardboard boxes. Somebody looking for a cardboard box today, because that's going to be their house tonight. JoRo found herself with a failed marriage, a failed career, and what she perceived to be a failed life. I'm talking about J.K. Rowling, the lady who wrote the Harry Potter series, the one who made so much money selling her books that she is now richer than the Queen of England. Her. She had a failed marriage, a failed career, and she called herself a failure. Her life was a total failure. Child, she didn't know where she was. I'm telling you, that's why you can't give up on yourself. You don't know where you're going in life. You don't know what's waiting on you. While she thought she was a failure, she had no idea what was up the street around the corner. And it's a good thing she didn't do. Let me go back to hear this quote by Thomas Edison. Many of life's failures are people who didn't realize how close they were to success when they gave up. She sure better be glad she didn't give up. But, she said at the Harvard commencement address, had I really succeeded at anything else, I might not have found the determination to succeed in the one area where I truly belong. Because she failed in all those other areas, in her career, in her marriage, her whole life sitting up on welfare, that was her only source of income. She saw her life as a failure. So that gave her the determination to do something. How many times have I quoted Pastor Shig when I say do something? Failure will force you to do something. Well, what's the one area that she felt she truly belonged? Writing. She wrote her first book at age 6. She even asked her mother if she could publish the book. But her parents grew up poor, and fearing that their daughter would not be able to find success as a writer, they encouraged her to pursue a more lucrative career. But yet at the age of 6, J.K. Rowling had a vision of being a published author. Ooh, had no idea where she was going. She describes failure as the stripping away of the unessential. That sounds kind of deep. Hey, whatever you don't need got to go. That's what failure is. When you think, oh, I've lost this, I've lost that, I've lost everything else. She said all that stuff was unessential. She ought to know. I'm talking about a woman that lost everything. Her greatest fear had been realized. Because, you know, when you start losing stuff, you get scared. When she realized she had lost everything, she had an aha moment, as Oprah says. She realized she was still alive and she still had her daughter. Everything else was gone. She was still here and her daughter was here. She said the only thing she had in this world beside herself and her daughter was an old typewriter and a big idea. And the rest, as they say, is history. I know y'all want to shout because this right here make me want to shout. An old typewriter and a big idea, broker than the 10 Commandments. Your folks may be saying, won't you go out and get you a job? Won't you go do something? But she decided, I got that seed of greatness inside of me. And it is just ready to spring forth and do something real big. But before I get too happy, let me ask you 2 questions. What would have happened had J.K. Rowling sat on her big idea? Let me ask you one more question. What will happen if you continue to sit on your big idea? Continuing with her message to the Harvard graduating class, some failure in life is inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something unless you live your life so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default. It's impossible to live without failing at something. You will come face to face with failure. Fear of failing will keep you in a place of mediocrity. I told y'all we ain't settling for the mediocre. This is the reason our comfort zone has to become uncomfortable. Otherwise, we won't ever move. That's exactly where I was on April 5th, 2002, when my husband emailed me at work and said, God just told me to quit my job. I hit the reply key and I said, that witness with my spirit. As soon as the reply was sent, something said, go give your resignation too. I had the faith for him, but not for me. I said, oh no, the devil is a lie. It wasn't the devil that was a lie. It was that fear. I had the faith for him because I made enough money to hold down the household. But if we both walked away from our comfort zone, how could I maintain my lifestyle? Chances are that I too would have become a failure. And I refused to take that chance. My comfort zone quickly got very uncomfortable, and in less than 6 months, I was more than ready to make a move. When I think of my accomplishments from 2002 up to where I'm sitting today in 2015, woo! Joanne Rowling's words, J.K., her name is Joanne. Her words are so true. I had determined to live my life so cautiously that I might as well not have lived at all. I was about to exchange my appointment with destiny because I wanted that automatic deposit twice a month. I wanted the vision, but I also wanted the paycheck. And I couldn't have it both ways. It's clear to me now that the job was stifling my vision. And in addition to having a very good job making even better money, I had done very well in other ventures in life. But all of them never seemed to last. But had I succeeded at any of those things, I too might not have found the determination to succeed in the one area where I truly belong. And that is doing whatever needed to be done so that my life might intersect with your life at this very moment. Woo! Failure has a purpose. It's the last page. It's designed to teach you 2 things. What works and what doesn't work. Woo, that's some good stuff right there. As we go out, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. What lessons have you learned from failure? What lesson is failure trying to teach you now? What's the difference in failure and giving up? Oh, this is deep. Some deep questions right there. Y'all go to YoBoProductions.com. I left the books on sale. I'm about to take them off sale. You better hurry up and get it. All right. Enjoy living the life. Come back tomorrow for day 117. See ya.